Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be using the new Urban Decay Born to Run palette. It is basically like a traveling themed palette. So as you can see, it has like these really pretty travel pictures on the outside and 21 shades on the inside. So I'm just gonna tell you guys a little bit about the palette and then I'm gonna do 2 looks with it. I was gonna try to do 3 like I normally do my 1 palette, 3 looks. Is that what I call it? No, 3 looks, 1 palette. Yes, 3 looks, 1 palette videos. I usually do those, but sometimes I just don't have enough time in the day to film 3 separate looks. So I'm gonna do 2 today. I'm excited. I haven't used this palette yet. So anyways, let's talk about the palette. It is $49, so that is pretty normal, I guess I would say, for like a high quality eyeshadow palette, although you do get 21 shades in here, which is a lot. So I'm just reading off Sephora's website. It says it is a travel ready eyeshadow palette with 21 shades for every possible look, from neutral to smoky and bright to sultry. So like I said, this whole theme is kind of like based around travel with the design on the package, which honestly, I never thought that Urban Decay would come out with something that looks like this design-wise. I think it's really pretty, but I just didn't really see that coming from them. I have to say, before we get started, I am not a huge fan of Urban Decay eyeshadow palettes. Some of them I like, but some of them I don't. I feel like they're hit or miss for me. I don't like the Naked palettes. I feel like there's some that I've tried that I've liked, but mostly I don't really care for Urban Decay eyeshadow formula. But in this eyeshadow palette, it looks like you get a nice mix of neutral shades and more fun pops of color, like the purples, the orange, these greens. Definitely more on the neutral side, but I do like that they included the pops of color. There's a mix between shimmers, metallics, and mattes. Just looking at this, I really think that this is a palette that you have everything you need, and I do think that it's a travel-friendly palette. I think all palettes are. Honestly, I don't think anything makes a palette necessarily travel friendly other than the fact that it has more than just like your everyday shades. Oh, another thing that I really like is the mirror. Are you guys seeing this? It is huge. So 10 out of 10 on the packaging. I'm excited. Let's do the first look. Okay, I'm just gonna go for it. I really don't know what I'm gonna do for this first one. I'm gonna go in with this one. This is Still Shot. I'm gonna take it on this little Moda blending brush. This was in one of the Moda brush sets. Look how pretty this brush is. I am obsessed. Just gonna blend this into the crease, and I did apply a concealer to my lids as like an eyeshadow primer. By the way, if you guys hear the gentle swaying of a ceiling fan, I'm sorry. I couldn't not have it on while I'm filming because it is like 114 degrees in Glendale, so that's been fun. So if there's ever a bright orange eyeshadow in a palette, chances are I'm gonna use it. So I'm gonna go in with Baja. So I'm taking this on a smaller blending brush, and I'm just gonna focus this on the bottom portion of the crease so I can kind of still see some of that peachy color poking through. This color is really, really nice. I love the shade. It's not super bright. It is kind of more of like a darker, maybe like a burnt orange. Okay, so now I think it's time to move on to a lid shade, and with Urban Decay eyeshadows, especially the shimmery ones, well I guess only the shimmery ones, I feel like sometimes they work better applying it with the finger, but I'm gonna go in with Ignite, which is this really pretty like coppery color. And I'm just gonna take it on a dry brush and see how this applies, and then I'll probably end up going in with my phalange. Yeah, I'm gonna go in with my finger. It might work well with like a wet brush too. It probably would work better, but you guys know I prefer using my fingers. You have them, why not use them? They're the most inexpensive tool you can have for your makeup. This is a really, really gorgeous shade too. I love it. I wanna try as many of these shades as I can with these 2 looks, so I'm gonna go in with Stranded, which is this light gold, which actually kind of looks like it might have like a very, very subtle hint of green to it. I'm just gonna take this on my pinky and just blend this over the inner half of that lid color just to kind of get some variation. Okay, that's not really doing anything. Actually, maybe a little bit in the inner corner. Okay, they're just kind of similar colors, but they look pretty nice together. All right, so I just went ahead and did my face makeup, and now I'm gonna move on to the rest of my eyeshadow, I guess. I don't know why I like skip around like that in my makeup steps. I guess when I'm using new eyeshadow palettes, I like to start with the upper half of my eyes just in case there's any fallout. You guys know. So I'm gonna go back into Baja a little bit. If you hear a rustling around in here, that is Frankie. He can't not be in the same room as me, so we're just gonna deal with him rooting around. All right, so I'm just gonna take Baja on this little fluffy pencil brush. I'm just gonna run this back through the crease just to make that orange a little bit stronger. Frank, don't you start. All right, so let's go do the lower lash line. I'm gonna start with Wild Heart, which is a shimmery purple. And I'm just applying this under the first half or so of my lower lash line. This is a super pretty color. It's not super shimmery, but it is kind of like a satin finish. And now I'm gonna go in with this darker matte purple, and this is called Breakaway. And I'm just connecting this from where we left off with that shimmery purple and blending it out kind of like up to the outer portion of my upper lid. So there is a nice light shade in this palette, which is, oh wait, shit, is that one called Breakaway? Yeah, so apparently the purple that I just put down is Hellride. This light one's called Breakaway. Anyways, it's a light shade that I'm gonna use to highlight the inner corner. I'm also gonna put a little bit of this underneath my brow, on my brow bone. Frank, stop meowing. So I feel like I need to deepen up the outer portion of my lid, so I think I'm gonna go back in with Baja, and hopefully this will deepen it up a little bit. Just gonna bring that down and also kind of like blend it into where we put it in the crease. Oh yeah, that looks good. So I just went ahead and finished my eyes. I applied some mascara and lashes. By the way, I don't know what style of lashes these are. I am trash at remembering lash styles. I literally just like rip them off my face at the end of the day and stick them to whatever is closest to me, and then I forget to put them back in their package. So I never know what lashes I'm using. Sorry about it. I always am using House of Lashes. That's like all I know. Anyways, let's move on to lipstick. So they also came with 3 lipsticks that are in the Born to Run collection. I'm gonna use the purple one right here, which is called Marfa. It's a comfort matte. Alright guys, so this is it for look number 1. So, 1 down, 1 to go. I really like how this look turned out. I think that all the shades I used were really, really nice. I love the mattes and the shimmers actually. I normally don't like the Urban Decay shimmers, but I did like them in this palette so far. So let's get on to look number 2. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I think I want to use these blues down here, maybe the green too, just because I feel like those are like the unique shades in this palette. But you know what I realized is that I don't think that there's a good like light taupe transition color. We have like the orange, which you can use, and then this one over here, and then the like peachy one that I used, but really other than that, there's not a lot of like transition options, and I don't really know what to use if I'm gonna go in with the blues, but I think my best bet is probably this one right here, which is Riff. I don't want this color to be too intense or deep, so I'm just taking a tiny bit of it and blending this into the lower portion of the crease. I think I'm gonna do like a halo eye type situation. This is a nice transition shade as well. It's blending out nicely, it's a good color. I just wish we had like a cool toned transition in this palette. I think that that would make it even more complete. So I'm going to take just a clean brush. I'm going crazy. So I'm just going to take a clean brush, and this is also by Moda. And I'm just going to use this to blend out that transition shade even more, because I do want it to be a really light wash. So first I'm going to go in with Wanderlust, which is this dark shimmery green. I think I might need to wet the brush for this, but we will see. I'm taking this on a tiny, tiny little flat brush, and I'm gonna apply this in the inner corner first. I'm liking it so far. I haven't wet the brush yet, and there's no fallout, which is surprising. I'm gonna blend it about 1/3 of the way over and then start packing it onto the outer part of the upper lid. And I'm leaving that center part blank because we're gonna put the blue there. Got the green down, so now I'm gonna go in with this really pretty blue, and that's called Big Sky. I'm gonna use this on another little flat brush and apply this down the center. Ooh, that one's so pretty. Man, it's hard for me to like blue eyeshadows, but I'm warming up to them, and I do like the really light kind of like teal or sky blue shadows. I don't know if it goes with the green actually now that I'm looking at it, but you know what? We're gonna make it work, or at least try. Just for fun, I'm gonna wet the brush and see. Oh yeah, that definitely does make it more intense, but that's usually how that goes. Alright, so I'm just kind of blending it in with the green as I go. So I sprayed it with the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. Usually I don't use like heavy duty setting sprays to wet my brushes, but it's the only thing I had here. It just reminded me, I can't stand the smell of the All Nighter spray. I think it works really well, but I also think that it smells like sweaty ass cheeks. That can't just be me. So I'm gonna go back in with that transition color, and I'm just gonna use this to soften the green pretty much, just because it can look a little bit harsh if you don't blend it into the crease. Alright, back with a full face of makeup now, almost. Still gotta finish the eyes and the lips. So I'm gonna go in with this blue Radio. So it's like a shimmery dark blue. Ooh, this is so pretty. Wow, I genuinely cannot believe that both these blues I really, really like. Like this blue looks a little bit different on the eye than it does in the pan. Like when you blend it out like this, it looks a little bit lighter. It is such a gorgeous blue. Oh my god, I'm excited. So I'm gonna do something I might regret, but that wouldn't be the first time. I'm gonna go in with this Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in the shade 204 Boundless Blue. I'm gonna line my waterline. I'm also running it slightly under my eyelash area just to make it look like a little bit of like a grungy, smoky, messy eyeliner. I'm gonna go back into that same inner corner highlight that we used before. I'm gonna use one of the other shades of lipsticks. This one is 66. I don't know how I feel about this lipstick. I like it by itself, but I don't know how I feel about it with the look. I don't think I'm feeling it. Whatever, too late, can't turn back now. All right guys, so that is it for look number 2. By the way, I'm so sorry that you have to stare at me with my sweaty hair. This is so gross. I don't know what to do about it. Like, I get so hot while I'm filming and I don't have central AC, so there's nothing that I can do about it. So just excuse me looking like a drowned rat. All right guys, so that's it for the 2 looks using the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. I actually am very, very pleasantly surprised by this. I don't know why I say that. I guess it's just because, like I said in the beginning, I feel like the majority of the Urban Decay eyeshadow palettes that I've tried don't really work for me. I'm not a huge fan, but this one I love so far. I know this is my first time using it, but all the shades that I used, I really, really liked. They blended well together. The shimmers are one of my biggest peeves, issues, dislikes about Urban Decay eyeshadows. I normally don't like them because I feel like they like flake off or just dust off and they just don't really have a good payoff. But I think that these, choking on hair, sorry. But I think that these were all really good, the ones that I used, and I can't wait to play around with this and try some more of the colors. So that's it. I hope you guys liked this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Let me know in the comments down below if you've tried this, your thoughts. Are you gonna try it if you haven't yet? Thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!